Okay guys, so my van has a really bad noise issue currently, which we suspect is coming from the exhaust manifold gasket. Failing that, it's possibly the turbo. To give you an idea just what it sounds like from inside the cab. Wait for the beeps. So, if you listen when I accelerate, I'll let you hear that from outside. Then we suspect that that's an exhaust gasket leak issue from the rear of the head. Okay, so we've just got the top sort of fascia plastic cover off the engine here. I'll maybe bring us out into the daylight just so you can get a better idea of it. So, let's see. See the way it's all blackened over there in the corner compared to everything else? That's soot that's been blowing out the exhaust. So, I thought, okay, that kind of makes sense. And then, so we went in to the exhaust manifold and looked in around the back, and lo and behold, you can see there where all the soot has been piling out. But also, I didn't even get to go anywhere near that bolt with a socket wrench before it actually snapped off in my hand. It is the most bizarre thing. Like, we didn't even touch that with a socket wrench. So literally this has just been where it's been blowing out. So how on earth we're gonna now get, the exhaust manifold tightened back up to the block, I don't know. We might be able to use some sort of stud extraction tool, we'll see, but quite often it can be a complete pain in the arse getting in to do things like that. So, this is the plight of modern engines. Nothing is really made the way it is supposed to be made. You've got cheap bolts being used, cheap nuts being used, cheap materials. And this is what, about an £20,000 van that I bought. It's a bit mad to think that one bolt can let that down so much like that. More to come. Okay, so now we're delving a wee bit deeper into this. We've had that rear bolt snap off, as we discussed just in the last little clip. This nut came off no problem at all, and these two, well, pretty much this happened. The entire stud just came out of the head. So it kind of enthuses me just a little bit to believe that maybe that one back there, which is snapped, if I can get this manifold off, but that'll come out just equally as easily. I might even just take a wee run up to Mercedes this morning and see if I can pick up a new set of exhaust manifold studs for the head. So I really don't place a lot of faith in these at all. But sure, that's half of the fun. Then there's a couple of bolts holding that little sort of back plate on, just into the head. You need to remove that so that can come down. And then there are 3 bolts holding a little heat shield on around that pipe as well, just in there, sorry. Okay, so we've now got the exhaust manifold out, and you can see here, just around this particular gasket where it's been blowing out, you can see where the soot has all been accumulating. So there and there on that gasket, all fine, no problem at all. If I look at the other side of this gasket, it's all sooty as well. The other ones are just fine, they're just normal. What we've discovered is that whenever Andy takes the straight edge across this, that there's actually quite a warpage. It's higher in the middle than it is on the 2 sides. And our theory, Andy's theory, is that the pressure on this, Andy's facts, are that the pressure on this has caused one of the bolts at the rear, the top bolt at the rear, to stretch out, and then that just snapped whenever I went and put my hand on it. So it's just been a bad leakage. So Andy has a perfectly straight edge here, and if you look just there, you can see him rocking it back and forward off the middle. That's largely part of the issue. Okay, so 33 pounds later, and we've got our old bolts and old nuts replaced with some new ones. So that's new studs, new bolts, seemingly copper. I think they actually are copper nuts. I've never seen copper nuts before. but sure. So we've now just fitted up 8 studs. Well, to be truthful, 7. I'm gonna pop the last one in here now. Just until it just about gets home. And then we'll back it off. Yeah. Okay, so just now that we've put the new studs in, I'm going to have a wee look now if you compare that cylinder over there, so you can see where it was getting really sooty the whole way up the engine. You can see it was popping it out real bad. So hopefully this will give you some insight just as to sort of what causes this really bad whistle. It's not at all the turbo. Like, everybody thinks it's the turbo and everybody blames it on the turbo, and to be fair, that turbo's not the cleanest, but I'll sort that out later. It's all just there. That's exactly where it is. Compare that to the other 3. And that's all because of a warped exhaust manifold.